This makes it clear that the Steelers may have made one of the worst mistakes in their history. Without further ado, let's see what's at stake. The Pittsburgh Steelers had been linked to possibly drafting a quarterback early in the 2025 NFL Draft. Now that the dust has settled and the draft is over, the Steelers did indeed take a quarterback, but much later than many expected. Some critics questioned Pittsburgh's decision to wait until the 6th round to address the position, while others praised the move as a patient, value-driven approach. With top prospect Shedeur Sanders sliding far beyond his projected range, many believed the Steelers missed out on a potential franchise-changing talent. ESPN's Mel Kiper Jr. was especially vocal during the broadcast, expressing disbelief that Pittsburgh passed on Sanders. However, instead of making a bold move early, the Steelers stayed put and ultimately selected Will Howard in round 6, a quarterback some evaluators had graded much higher. On Thursday, NFL draft analyst Steve Palazzolo of the 33rd team joined 93.7 The Fan to break down exactly why Howard fell so far. According to Palazzolo, the slide wasn't about talent. It was about inconsistency, system questions, and concerns from scouts about how his game would translate to the NFL. Still, for the Steelers, it could be a low-risk, high-reward steal that pays off big down the line. I don't know if there's anything specific fatally as far as the flaw, it's just inconsistency. The same description can be used on Jalen Milroe, Palazzolo said. There were some games where his accuracy is all over the place. He will overthrow receivers over the middle of the field a couple times a game it seems, and his arm is not great. It's good. I think he's been touted as having a big arm, but it's not great. It's fine, and the athleticism is kind of like a lower-end Daniel Jones. Palazzolo believes it was a bit of a conglomeration of factors that held Howard's draft stock down. Still, many would agree that Howard should have been selected much earlier than the 6th round, even with the question marks surrounding him. Howard transferred to Ohio State for his final season and helped lead the team to a national championship, but Palazzolo doesn't believe Howard was the primary reason for that success. I think his velocity, I think his arm strength is okay, and I think that's a big part of it as well as the inconsistency, Palazzolo said. If you want to dock him, his accuracy was all over the place at Kansas State and maybe it got better this year, but that's throwing to Jeremiah Smith and Emeka Egbuka, with Chip Kelly calling the plays. If you wanted to dock him, you would say he was more of a passenger than the driver for that Ohio State offense. Yes, it's true that Howard became a much better player after transferring to Columbus, surrounded by elite talent. However, simply having great teammates doesn't guarantee success at the quarterback position. Just one season earlier, Kyle McCord was OSU's starting quarterback and had nowhere near the level of success Howard achieved. McCord eventually transferred out, Howard stepped in, and the difference was undeniable. Of course, there were changes. Chip Kelly took over play-calling duties, and Jeremiah Smith emerged as arguably the best wide receiver in the country. Still, McCord had plenty of talent around him too and didn't elevate the offense the way Howard did. That contrast only adds to the intrigue and the question marks surrounding a player like Howard. Steelers loved how well Howard rose in the clutch. What can't be ignored are Howard's physical tools and leadership qualities. The Steelers were also impressed by how he played his best football under pressure during the college football playoff. They believe he has the potential to be a reliable backup in the NFL, if not develop into something more. 6th-round picks rarely beat the odds, but Howard brings the mindset, confidence, and work ethic needed to give himself a real shot in Pittsburgh.